Hello lovely viewers, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful News official YouTube channel, your top destination for the most explosive CBS soap updates. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and give this video a huge thumbs up. The baptism began under a sky heavy with sorrow, as storm clouds mirrored the turmoil in Finn's soul, and while the ocean lapped quietly against the Malibu shore, guests gathered in silence, knowing this was no ordinary Forrester family event. This was Luna Nozawa's spiritual farewell, an intimate ceremony where the living attempted to cleanse their souls, and the dead left behind haunting echoes. Hope Logan, dressed in soft cream lace, stood beside Carter, who offered a solemn prayer, while Ridge, Steffi, and Brooke tried to maintain composure. But it was John Finnegan whose heart thundered with disbelief, hands trembling as he clutched the delicate envelope addressed to him in Luna's script. His name had been written with a soft touch, but its weight felt like 1,000 daggers. Poppy, standing with her face turned away, hadn't said a word since the service began. She had already revealed fragments of the truth, Luna's heartbreak, the chaotic spiral, and the secrets she could no longer carry. But the letter? That was Luna's final confession, and as Finn tore the seal open with a mixture of dread and hope, he whispered, "Please, no, don't let this be what I think it is." His eyes scanned the handwritten note, and as he read line by line, his face drained of color. "No, this can't be true," he muttered, barely loud enough for Steffi to hear. She moved closer, placing a hand on his shoulder, but Finn pulled away violently, as if her touch burned him. "You knew," he accused with venom, eyes locked on his wife, "you knew and you let her suffer anyway." Steffi, stunned, shook her head, but her silence was more damning than words. "What are you talking about?" Ridge asked, stepping in protectively, but Finn only raised the letter above his head and shouted, "She wrote me, right before she died. She told me everything. About the pills, the threats, the night she begged for forgiveness." The crowd gasped, and Hope covered her mouth, while Brooke looked at Carter in horror. "She said she was trying to protect me, that someone warned her to disappear before she ruined my family." His voice cracked as he choked on his next words. "She said she didn't pull the trigger. She said she was set up." Sheila, who had remained eerily silent in the background, suddenly stepped forward, eyes wide with mock innocence. "You're going to believe the words of a girl in crisis?" she said, trying to manipulate the moment. But it was too late. Finn wasn't listening anymore. The storm inside him had broken. "She was our daughter," he screamed, collapsing to his knees as tears fell freely. "I was so blind. I let everyone convince me she was dangerous when all she wanted was a place to belong." He crumpled the letter in his hands and pounded his fists into the sand. "You all let her die." Steffi, shaking with guilt, finally shouted back, "And what about me, Finn? She pulled a gun on me." "You weren't there, you didn't see the fear in her eyes." "That wasn't fear," he hissed through clenched teeth. "That was desperation. You turned her away again and again. She was drowning, and we let her go under." Ridge stepped in, trying to calm things down, but Daphne Rose, who had returned quietly from Paris, stepped up with eyes full of fire. "Don't you dare try to silence him now," she warned. "I warned you, Steffi. I told you this family's judgment would be the death of someone. And it was." Tensions flared as Eric, weak but present, asked through tears, "What does it say exactly, Finn? Read it. Read her words. Let us all carry that burden." Finn stood again, brushing the sand from his knees, and slowly unfolded the wrinkled page. In a trembling voice, he began, "Dear Dad. I guess I can call you that now, right? I know I'm leaving you with so many unanswered questions. But I need you to know, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I loved you. I wanted to be part of your world. But someone made it clear that if I didn't disappear, your life would crumble. They warned me, leave quietly, or suffer the consequences. I tried to be strong, but the lies, the whispers, the rejection, it broke me. You deserved better, and I was never enough. I'm sorry for not fighting harder. I just wanted peace." The words hit everyone like shrapnel, but none more than Finn, who doubled over, clutching his stomach as if the grief were physical. She was blackmailed, he sobbed. She was blackmailed and I wasn't there to save her. Sheila stepped forward again, this time unable to hide the guilt in her eyes, but before she could speak, Poppy screamed, "Enough. All of you. You let my daughter die, and now you want to pick through her ashes like vultures." Brooke rushed to calm her, but Poppy slapped her hand away. "Stay out of this, Logan. Your daughter played a part in this too. She made Luna feel second-rate." Hope looked stunned, tears welling. "I never meant," she began, but Poppy cut her off. "Meaning doesn't matter when you stood silent." Finn then turned to Steffi, eyes no longer filled with tears but rage. "I don't know if I can stay in this marriage," he said coldly. "You're the one who said family comes first, but when it was my family, you shut the door." Steffi looked like she'd been slapped. "Don't do this, Finn. Don't let your grief destroy everything we've built." "Luna was part of what we built," he answered. "You just refuse to see it." Carter stepped forward, saying, "This is getting out of hand. This letter, this baptism, was meant to bring peace." "No," Daphne snapped. "This was always going to be war. The truth doesn't bring peace. It brings reckoning." As thunder rumbled in the distance, the crowd dispersed slowly, each person affected in their own way. Some whispered apologies, others fled the beach in silence. But Finn remained, letter in hand, eyes fixed on the horizon. "I failed her," he whispered. "But I won't fail her memory." And as lightning cracked above the waves, he made a silent vow, to uncover who threatened Luna, and make them pay. At the sanitarium, Lee cries out, "Luna! Luna!" The nanny says they're losing her as Lee does casket condensing. "Come on, Luna!" Luna flatlines and Lee tries to shock her. "Don't you dare die on me now, Luna. Nozawa power." She gets her reverse and sighs with relief. Lee announces she has to call her family as Bridget takes over, prompting Luna to stay with them. I in the other oar, Steffi watches as Finn frenetically works on Liam. Steffi gasps that Liam needs to make it. "You can't leave us." Steffi meets Hope and Carter in the hallway when they arrive. Hope cries that Finn has to save him. That's their daughter's pater. In there. Steffi updates them on Luna shooting Sheila and says he's alive because Liam arrived and saved her. He said he'd always cover them and he did. She doesn't know how he got the gun from Luna, but he did. When she dived at him, he shot her. He used every last bit of strength to save them from Luna. She allowed. He was dead, but now the three of them are in surgery. She takes them to the observation window. In the oar, Finn can't stop Liam's bleeding, and he goes into shock. Finn pleads with him to hang in there. Finn declares that they can't stay any longer, the pellet needs to come out now. He's suitable to remove it. Steffi, Hope and Carter enter and Hope whispers, "Please make it through this, Liam. We can't lose you. We need you." In the other oar, Lee and Bridget work on Luna and remove the pellet. The croakers. Phenomenon that Luna is alive though she has a long road of recovery ahead of her. Lee warns that Luna's not out of peril yet. Bridget knows she could still suffer postoperative complications. Bridget offers to take her into recovery, but Lee tells her, "I've got it from then, formerly alone." Lee says, "You didn't." Bad news for Sheila. In Sheila's room, she comes out of her anesthetic and Grace recaps what happened to her. She tells her she's going to be alright, and her surgery went well. "You got veritably lucky." Sheila groggily asks about her granddaughter. "Is she okay?" Grace Sheila BNB. Grace adds further antibiotics to Sheila's treatment and warns she'll feel more pain as the anesthesia wears off. Sheila asks if anyone called her hubby. Grace says he's on the way. Sheila can't believe what happened. Grace is sure it was veritably traumatic for her. Sheila asks how Liam and Luna are doing. Buckingham doesn't have an update and urges her to concentrate on herself. Sheila jokes that at least she still has two bases. Deacon rushes by and hugs her. Cleric Sheila BNB. Cleric can't believe Sheila's own granddaughter shot her. Sheila demurs that she was hopeless and just wanted to get Steffi's attention. She tried to take the gun from her, but in the struggle it went off, and then Cleric wishes he'd been there to cover her. He'll stay right by her side. Sheila asks him if he's heard about Luna and Liam. He's soliciting for Liam, that's for sure. Deacon's just glad Sheila's okay. He can't imagine his life without her. Sheila tells Cleric her right leg is numb. Deacon's not surprised she took a pellet to the bottom. He tells her he's not going to call her 9 toes, presently she's down to 8. Sheila thinks he's joking but he's not. Sheila gasps, "Oh, God." Numbers, Cleric shrugs, "What's another toe?" She laughs. Shocking turn of events. In Liam's oar, Finn has him stabilized and nearly closed up. The nanny gushes that Dr. Finnegan saved his life. Finn tells everyone, "Good job," and thanks them. He also joins Hope, Steffi, and Carter to tell them Liam pulled through. Barring any complications, he should survive this. Steffi throws herself against Finn's casket. "Oh, thank you." Finn monitors his vitals and tries to get Liam to wake up and answer him. Steffi and Hope come in. Finn tells them he may be sedated for a while. They want him to rest. He's stable but is still battling for his life. They remark on him being through the ringer. Hope asks to speak to Liam and makes her way to the bedside. Pulling up a copper light, she tells Liam it's going to be okay and reminds him he promised to fight to be there for his girls. "Don't forget, you're so strong." She cries that he's going to beat this. "We need you, so you can't leave." "Not yet. Not now." Steffi walks over and hugs her as she breaks down. Poppy arrives at the sanitarium and asks to see Luna. "I'm her mama." Steffi, followed by Hope and Finn, walks over and says, "Do you have any idea what your son has done?" She tells her that she shot Sheila and Finn just removed a pellet from Liam's body. He's fighting for his life. Lee appears and tells her family that Luna flatlined on the operating table. They were suitable to renew her heart before moving her to recovery. Poppy asks, "So, Luna's going to be okay?" Lee cries that Luna didn't make it. She failed in recovery. Luna's dead. Finn gasps, "What?" Carter murmurs, "She's really gone?" Poppy intones, "Good. I'm glad Luna's dead." They all exchange stunned aesthetics. Lee, Steffi, Finn, Poppy, B&B. Coming on the bold and the beautiful Poppy stands forcefully in her statement, astonishingly, and Bill understands everyone's wrathfulness toward him but he only wants to see Liam. The sterile white walls of University Hospital were filled with the scent of antiseptic and the loud hum of urgency. Shouts echoed down the hallway as medical personnel rushed between operating rooms. In one of them, a battle between life and death played out. Dr. Lee Finnegan, with years of composure behind her, now found herself trembling. Her hands performed chest compressions on Luna Nozawa, whose pale and unresponsive body lay on the cold table. "Luna! Luna!" Lee cried, desperation cracking her voice. A nearby nurse anxiously called out vitals, indicating they were losing Luna fast. "Stay with me," Lee urged, as she grabbed the defibrillator paddles. "Don't you dare die on me now." "Nozawa power," she whispered fiercely, as if invoking the spirit of their lineage could keep Luna's soul tethered to this world. The shock ran through Luna's body, and for a moment, nothing, until a faint beeping resumed on the heart monitor. A sigh of relief swept through Lee's tense features. Bridget Forrester, stepping in to assist, gently took over. "Let me take it from here," she offered, placing a reassuring hand on Lee's back. But Lee shook her head. "I've got this," she said with unshakable resolve, her voice still trembling. "I need to call my sister." Meanwhile, in the next operating room, the stakes were no less critical. John Finn Finnegan stood over Liam Spencer, whose lifeblood drained faster than they could replenish it. His wife, Steffi Forrester, watched from behind the glass with sheer panic written across her face. "He has to make it," she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. "You can't leave us like this." Outside the ORs, the echo of hurried footsteps approached. Hope, Logan and Carter Walton burst into the hallway, panic evident in their tear-streaked faces. "Where is he?" Hope gasped. "Finn has to save him, he's the father of my children." Her voice cracked with desperation. Steffi intercepted them, looking worn but composed. "He's in surgery," she said, voice flat. It was Luna, she had a gun. Sheila got shot because she tried to stop her. Liam saved me, he jumped in front of the bullet. The confession nearly broke her. I don't even know how he got the gun away from Luna, but he did. He used the last of his strength to stop her. She gestured toward the observation window. "They're all in surgery now." Inside, Finn worked like a man possessed. Blood poured as he fought to control the internal damage. "We can't wait," he finally declared. "The bullet's coming out, now." With intense focus, he extracted it, his hand steady. As Hope, Steffi, and Carter were led in to witness the aftermath, Hope leaned over and whispered through the glass, "Liam, please make it. We need you. The girls need you." Back in Luna's operating room, Bridget and Lee managed to remove the bullet. Though she survived the initial trauma, her body was fragile, too fragile. "We got her back," Lee said softly. "But it's not over." Bridget nodded, warning there was a high risk of complications. As Bridget offered to move Luna to recovery, Lee stepped forward, once more refusing to let go. "I'll take her," she said. "She's still my responsibility." Alone now with Luna, Lee whispered, "Stay with us. You're stronger than this." In another wing, Sheila Carter stirred under the influence of anesthesia. Slowly awakening, she blinked at the ceiling until she heard a familiar voice. Dr. Grace Buckingham stood over her. "You're lucky," she informed her coolly. "The surgery went well. You'll live." Sheila's voice was raspy. "Luna, my granddaughter, is she all right?" Grace didn't respond right away. Instead, she administered more antibiotics. "You'll feel the pain once the anesthesia fades." Sheila groaned, "Was anyone able to reach Deacon?" Grace nodded, "He's on his way." Just then, Deacon Sharp burst through the door. His face twisted in anguish and disbelief. "You were shot," he gasped, rushing to embrace her. "By your own granddaughter?" Sheila could barely speak. She was panicked, she muttered. "I was trying to protect Steffi, the gun went off, and here I am." Deacon stroked her hair. "I should have been there," he whispered. "I'm not going anywhere now." As Deacon helped her adjust, Sheila noticed numbness in her right leg. "It feels gone," she murmured. Deacon sighed. "You took a bullet to the foot, babe. No more calling you 9 toes, you're down to 8. Sheila's face contorted, a laugh bubbling out despite the pain. "God, figures." Elsewhere, Finn and his team finally stabilized Liam. "He made it through," Finn reported to a gathering crowd of loved ones. "He's not out of the woods, but he survived." Hope wept as she hugged Steffi. "Thank God." Finn tried rousing Liam. "You're safe," he whispered, checking his vitals. "You're a fighter, man." Hope stepped into the room, kneeling beside Liam. "You said you'd stay for our girls," she reminded him, tears streaming down her cheeks. "You can't give up now. Not after everything. You're stronger than this." Her voice cracked. "We need you." As she broke down, Steffi gently pulled her into an embrace. In the main waiting area, a new storm was brewing. Poppy Nozawa finally arrived at the hospital, eyes wide with dread. "Where's Luna?" she asked. "I'm her mother." Steffi stormed toward her, flanked by Hope and Finn. "Do you know what your daughter did?" she seethed. "She shot Sheila." Finn just removed a bullet from Liam's body. "He's barely hanging on." Lee emerged, clearly exhausted. "She flatlined," she said softly. "We brought her back, but," she paused, her voice choking. "She didn't make it. Luna, she died in recovery." The hallway fell into stunned silence. Finn took a step back. "No," he whispered. Carter blinked in disbelief. She's really gone? Hope covered her mouth. And then, in one chilling moment, Poppy's voice rang out, flat, unshaken. Good, she said coldly. I'm glad Luna's dead. Everyone froze. Lee turned as if she'd been slapped. What did you just say? I said I'm glad she's gone, Poppy repeated, her tone unmoved. She was a danger to everyone. To Sheila. To Liam. To our family. Maybe now we can all move forward. Steffi's eyes narrowed. Are you even human? Finn stepped forward. You're her mother. How can you say that? I'm her mother, Poppy replied, tears now forming, but not falling. And I know what she was capable of. Don't you dare reduce her to one moment. Lee exploded, voice trembling with rage. That was my niece. Your child. She was sick. She needed help, not judgment. Maybe, Poppy whispered. But maybe it's better this way. Carter shook his head, backing away from the confrontation. Hope held on to Steffi, both of them too stunned to speak. The hallway seemed to grow colder, darker, as if the hospital itself recoiled from the mother's cruel declaration. Back in Sheila's room, Deacon held her hand as monitors beeped steadily. Luna's gone, he whispered. Sheila let out a breath. Oh, no. And in a nearby chapel, Lee knelt alone, lighting a candle. Luna, she said softly, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve this. I failed you. Her voice cracked. Rest now, child. No more pain. The baptism of fire had come, cleansing, punishing, unrelenting. Families shattered, secrets revealed, and destinies rewritten in a single, violent night. But as the storm settled, one truth remained, nothing on the bold and the beautiful would ever be the same again.